maybe a maximum of 15 to 20 minutes long, maybe not even. Nothing to do with Spider-Man. I'm just playing this because the game I had in my system, and there's an issue going on, a big one. Those of you who have been on the channel for a little bit now, or those of you who have subscribed and seen my live streams in the past to do Walking Dead content, did the whole complete season, started up the final season. Going great. Great season so far. Well, today we got really bad news. Telltale Games is shutting down. And like there was kind of premonitions to that a little bit in the beginning, like not beginning, at the end of last year, because they had major layoffs at the company, which most companies do, but Telltale, especially being a smaller studio, more focusing around story-driven games and more like indie-ish titles. They're not really indies, but they're kind of like that point between indie and AAA. Well, news today, on September 21st, is that the studio is shutting down. So for too many layoffs, they're running out of money. There's a lot of issues going on behind the scenes. They haven't told us everything yet, but for sure, projects in the future have been canceled. So those of you who have... I was planning on doing all the Telltale games, no matter what came out. I was going to do the Stranger Things one. Wolf Among Us Season 2. I was actually going to do Season 1 to catch up to that, but I don't know if I'm even going to do that now because there's no point because Wolf Among Us Season 2 has been canceled. Any products in the future past 2018. This was earlier today. This came out. So, a few hours have passed now since the whole entire thing. I thought it was a joke at first. I thought it was just a practical joke with somebody on the line. No, it's a real thing. Telltale's shutting down. Which sucks in general because I love their games. It's an amazing studio. Do great story-driven games, all that. The reason why I want to make this video today is because I'm actually pretty... I wouldn't say sad because I'm sad. But the term for me is more disappointment. We just really got news, maybe around a half hour ago, because there was supposed to be 25 people staying behind at Telltale, just to finish up some projects. So everybody's like, oh, they're finishing up the final season of The Walking Dead, because there's 4 episodes. Episode 2, I'm streaming next week, no matter what. I'll be streaming that next week. There's 4 episodes, so they're on to episode 2. They're going to release all the episodes out between now and December. Well, it turns out, those 25 people that are staying behind are working on Minecraft Story Mode for Netflix. So you're probably sitting here scratching your heads thinking, okay, so if they're working on that, then who's working on The Walking Dead? Because, I spent $20 for this game. Whole season, 4 episodes long, $20. I mean, it's a lot of money to some people. I mean, to me, it's decent money. Especially since I've been a major fan of The Walking Dead since season 4 of the TV show. I came into it late, but I finally caught up. I know I've read the comics, everything. I've stuck by the games since season 1, back in 2012. I've loved every game, seen Clementine's story. Yeah, there's been weaker points in seasons. Season 2 is still my all-time favorite. Season 3 is probably my least favorite, due to story reasons. Season 4, though, was shaping up to be an amazing season so far. And I was really looking forward to it. Well, as it turns out, since everybody's working on Minecraft, nobody's working on The Walking Dead. So now, they've officially announced the final season is ending on episode 2 next week. I know people are going to say, well, at least you're getting 2 episodes of the season. That's understandable. I'm usually a glass half full type of guy. I mean, you know what? I'm glad that they gave us at least 2 episodes. They're really done well episodes, but to me, this is my opinion. Now, my hate on Telltale, because it's not their fault entirely. It's more the bigger, people up the top who make these decisions. I'm sure everybody's passionate at Telltale Games. They provide us with amazing games. Nothing about that. I'm a huge Telltale fanboy. But to me, this is a major, gigantic slap in the face to fans of The Walking Dead, either the whole entire thing, comics, TV show, everything, or of the game. This has been a wicked, humongous journey since 2012 to 2018. It's not a very well-known journey, just like I said. It's not a AAA game like, Last of Us or any of the big titles out there that are coming up. But it is still a very well and very popular story about, Clementine and her journey throughout this entire madness of her growing up in this world. And the saddest thing to me, the biggest slap in the face, is it's very disrespectful to fans. That the CEOs or the people at the top aren't letting Telltale finish the last few episodes of the game. And it's very messed up because everybody's been invested in the story for years now. I'm trying not to. By the way, I'm not really doing a whole lot of gameplay because it starts up the music and stuff. So I'm just trying to talk at a serious moment here. That's why I'm wearing the cell-shaded outfit, is because of the whole Telltale comic book style of things. So I'm sorry if this is kind of a boring video, but it's one of my thoughts. I just think it's very messed up that they're not allowing them to finish their fan base's biggest project yet. And it's just a slap in the face to the gamers, too, because people like me or whatever who have stuck by them all these years with products and, like, games and love their content. I've spent $20 on this entire season. I'm getting only half of it. So $10 worth out of $20. I know $10 less of a price point, it's not a big deal, you know, but it's still money. That could be spent somewhere else, either in real life on anything, you know, between getting important things instead of video games. But I decided to put more of that money towards that because I had full faith in this company. And it's not, again, I'm not bashing Telltale because it's not their fault all the way. I mean, maybe for me, I feel like they kind of overstepped it a little bit. I think they may have lost money because they got too many IPs. You know, they were juggling between Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, they were having Stranger Things, Batman, Minecraft, Guardians of the Galaxy. All these IPs were just juggling in the air. And, of course, if you get the licensing for them, there's a lot of money that goes into that. That may not be the major issue of it, but definitely money was definitely a problem. And they didn't sell enough copies. I mean, that was pretty much evident with all the layoffs. So Telltale is partially to blame. I'm not going to sit here and guard them because, you know what, I don't think it's fair because, I mean, yeah, they are partially to blame. They should have, you know, they should be responsible and respectful for that and, like, come out and say, yeah, it was our fault. You know, maybe we did too much. We overdid ourselves. But I still think it's very messed up and very rude to the fact that we'll not let them finish up their this is their child. This is like pretty much this is what got them to where they were. Before then they had like Back to the Future and Jurassic Park and stuff, and those were like, you know, they were okay. They were just kind of like run-of-the-mill indie games, or just kind of throwaways. They wouldn't have a great story. Walking Dead was the one that reinvented their company and got them to where they were today. Thank you, Police Dispatch. But yeah, the fact that just let them finish up their golden idol of the company. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's not fair to Telltale to not be able to finish it up and deliver their fans the story they wanted to deliver. It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to people who bought the game. I don't know. There's a lot of shady stuff with this. I'm going to be quite honest here. I'm not saying like they're like, you know, they're being criminals and all this stuff like, yeah, like those guys are complete criminals. These guys, this is just a misfortunate event. Things didn't end up the way they wanted to. Money problems, etc., etc. But I'm sad to say this, people, but Walking Dead is ending. Next week is the last Walking Dead live stream. Never wanted to utter those words until the season ended, because, I mean, that'd be emotional, you know, impactful send-off to the character, and just to see it thrown away, and we have Lily coming, because Lily was teased in Episode 2's trailer, and just, there was so much shown. I was so excited a few days ago. I'm like, yes, this is going to be a great season, you know, finally Lily's coming back. She was a key character in Season 1. She just appeared, we didn't know she was dead. I feel like the season was set to be like the big, like, dramatic send-off to Clementine, either, yeah, I hope she didn't die, but either dying or moving on with AJ, or... But now we don't even know. We don't know what the ending's going to be. Unless they just rush development, and they just chop up Episode 2, and they, like, splice 2 episodes together from Episode 4 and 2 together, and make it, like, this, like, really messy, like, tangled up story, like, just jumbling things around, just trying to fit, like, a little puzzle piece that doesn't fit, but they're shoving it in there anyways. And I really hope it's not the case. I really hope for Episode 2, they stick to the original plan. Don't end it there. Keep it on a cliffhanger. And if possible in the future, if they get their money back or whatever happens, or if people are more respectful to Telltale, or not respectful, wrong words. If people who are in charge of this stuff are more lenient with Telltale, let them at least finish up the last 2 episodes. Because I just don't want them to see them just jumble together this compiled piece of just rushing development and storytelling. It's just, it's not going to be good if they do that. So I am begging Telltale, just please keep what you're going to do for Episode 2, and just leave it on a cliffhanger. And maybe in the future you can finish off the series again. But if not, honestly, if not, I may just sell season. Well, I can't sell it's digital. I may just honestly not count season 4 as canon. I may just count seasons 1, 2, and 3, and end it there. Clementine walking off to get AJ, and me just thinking they lived happily ever after somewhere, because it's just not a good ending. You know, it's like when you're reading a book. You get halfway through the book, and they rip out the pages and all this stuff, and you don't know what's going to happen next. And it's just the end of the book. So it's like, it's just. There's been many TV shows who've done examples of this. I mean, it's just a very sucky thing to go through and stuff. People who didn't get the correct send-offs and stuff. Or, here's another thing they could do. Leave it open-ended, but maybe another company, I don't know, maybe the Overkill Walking Dead game can have Clementine intertwined there. Just please do not let this be the last of Clementine. Either the comic book that Robert Kirkman makes, please save the character and show up with AJ somewhere if this is the end of it. Because you know what? I just feel like as a fan, it's not a good send-off. It's not a respectful send-off to a beloved character. It just sucks. You know, and I feel awful because there's so many other games out there people are looking forward to, especially people fans of the Wolf Among Us series. It sucks. I understand. It's awful. They're not doing that. You know, Stranger Things. I mean, I think people kind of gave or take that. It's a good show. I mean, it has some issues, obviously, but like Telltale-wise, I don't know if it would have worked the best, but I mean, we'll never know. So that's not as big an issue. But the Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead thing are like a dramatic slap in the face to people and fans of these games because those were such pillars of Telltale and where they started in their roots. You know, Wolf Among Us was the second game they made after Walking Dead, and it's just like just to see them get this like awful. Well, Wolf Among Us is better than Walking Dead because they kind of ended it open, you know, open-ended where like you can imagine what happens next. With Walking Dead, the thing that sucks is that it's cutting off midway through it, and it's the worst possible way to leave it off. It's just not a good way to send off a character. And I mean, I've been rambling here for a few minutes now and stuff, and I don't like making these videos because, I mean, it sucks. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to hear bad news about your favorite games or developers or studios, but in the end, you know, life, and you can't change anything. And I hope maybe that Telltale can salvage what's left and maybe start over again someday. And like I said, maybe just leave episode 2 off, you know, open-ended so we can have more episodes possibly in the future, or just, I don't know, it just sucks. Because these games were so well made, and they were such pillars, you know, when it comes to storytelling. They raised the bar to developers. That's what, a lot of it, honestly, kind of feel like, besides RPGs, obviously, pushed the narrative for storytelling. With, like, these open-ended choices, like Mass Effect. I mean, guaranteed they came out before that game, but a lot of games nowadays you see rely on the same karma system and, like, you know, making, like, connections with characters and getting to know them first and, like, seeing all this stuff. Well, Telltale gets really underrated when it comes to that stuff, but a lot of them, I do believe, were a pillar in forcing that and making these narrative games become a narrative game. And up until that point, there really wasn't a whole lot of that stuff, only in RPGs and stuff. But lately, you know, like, even terrible games like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, like, yeah, it had conversation bubbles and stuff, and they didn't really go anywhere. They just kind of, like, you know, it lets you pick your, you know, whatever you want to say next. But still, those were influenced off the games like Telltale and, like, all this stuff. And, like, I don't know. It's just a really crappy way to send off a developer. And my hearts go out to those employees that are out there and they're losing their jobs from this and stuff. And it must be hard because you need to find new work, and this is something you put your life into and your blood, and you had, like, such a ambition, and it got nowhere. And it's just, I'm sorry for that because it must be truly the worst, like, most awful feeling out there to, like, be told one day, you know, like, oh, one day, like, oh yeah, we're gonna make the best game ever. Next day, closing your doors, getting laid off or fired or shut down. I don't know. It's just a very unfortunate situation, and I really, really hope that other developers take note of this because we've seen this happen with Visceral games from EA. EA shut it down because of their missteps, you know, like Hardline. They're developing an amazing Star Wars game. They did Dead Space. We're not going to see any more of those IPs. Maybe Star Wars, I think someone else salvaged it. I'm not sure. Don't take my word on that. Maybe that. And, like, there's another studio the same amount. It's almost shutting down. Oh, no. They did shut down. The Dead Rising studio, Vancouver, from, like, Microsoft and stuff or whatever. It's just that shut down. All these studios are shutting down because of the money and stuff. And I hope to God this is how the gaming industry is going because the juggernauts are Activision, EA, all these big publishers, and these small developers working for them. But it's just not a lot of, in my opinion, freedom anymore when it comes to game making. It feels like you have to rely on, like, status quos and stuff. And I understand it's part of business. You know, marketing, selling, all that stuff. Understandable. Yeah, make your quote. You know, make your status quos or whatever you want to call them. You know, your monthly sales. Because if not, you got no money, you got no budget, you got no game studio. But it's just seeing it happen time and time again within the last year. 3 studios have now closed down. You know, and, like, if you told me a year and a half ago that Telltale was shutting down, I'd be like, you're crazy. Because you know what? Maybe they don't make as many sales as, like, let's say, like, you know, Uncharted or Call of Duty or, you know, Skyrim or any of those big juggernaut franchises and stuff, or Elder Scrolls, I mean. But there's still a studio that has their fan base, and they're a very respected studio, and they're just very good at what they do. They've had a few misfires here and there with certain series, like, you know, Minecraft I'm a big fan of. It's not bad, it's funny, but it's more for kids and stuff, like that's not the issue, but, like, Guardians to me was a little bit rough. I could tell, like, that's a little bit, like, Telltale, get better at that. I personally didn't think Guardians in the Telltale game. I think Spider-Man, for example, would benefit a lot more from that, but I guess he's too similar to Batman, or something like that. Because, I mean, I think they got to pick whatever character they wanted to do. But, like Guardians and Tales in the Borderlands, yeah, they had comedy, Tales was funny and stuff, but the story was not that good. But like I said, there's hits and misses all on the board. Like, Walking Dead had misses. I mean, Michonne wasn't that, I mean, it was good, but, like, it didn't impact too many people. Like, it didn't impact your choices. Season 3 was rough, because it felt very not like Clementine's story, felt more like Javier's, and Javier was a good character, but he wasn't the key pillars of characters we're used to. And like, I just don't think the studio deserved to be shut down like that. It's just, to me, it's just really messed up, and I just really hope and pray to God that somebody, either maybe there's like some sort of Patreon out there or some sort of petition to at least let them finish up The Walking Dead. Like, I am begging them to at least finish that up, because you do not want to leave a game open-ended.
Report of a break-in.
And it's just,
Any officers near Madison?
I don't know, I can't, I'm just repeating the same ground at this point, but anyways, I'm going to be wrapping up this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the dull gameplay. I still want the music and everything in the background, obstructing everything else, and I'm not really great at editing yet. This is still a live stream, but it's more of a video. But if you guys want to, you can comment down below about what you feel about the whole entire situation. And the only thing I can keep on coming back to is a slap in the face. It's really bad. And, but what can you do? You know what I mean? It's over with. It's done with. Can't change it anymore. I just hope that they can wrap up The Walking Dead, and that's it. That's my biggest issue and my biggest fear. But, well, guys, until next time, thanks for watching the live stream and video. Hope you guys have a good weekend and everything, and I'm excited to start streaming more games this fall. Again, wrapping up Walking Dead next week. I'm going to definitely stream Red Dead Redemption. I haven't streamed as much Spider-Man as I like. Part 2 of Spider-Man's up, the live stream, or part of it. And there's a lot of audio in the background too. I didn't really talk a whole lot because a lot of this more side stuff is setting up for parts, so it wasn't a great live stream. But like, if you guys, I mean, there's a lot of talking stuff in it, so it wasn't like the biggest, like, best live stream ever. But it's still part 2. I'll be getting at part 3 here shortly at some point, and I'll probably be doing like little gameplays of each different suit. Like right now, I'm using the cell shaded suit, which is really cool, and maybe show off some of the abilities. Like right now, I have Red Blossom on, but yeah, this fall I had big plans. Streaming Blackout with my friends, everybody. We're gonna do some quads and all that kind of stuff. Battlefield maybe around Christmas time. Not really a big game I'm looking forward to right now. Played the beta, kind of dull. Fallout 76 excited for. Red Dead 2 excited for. Black Ops excited for. Trying to think, am I missing any games? The Force is gonna be coming out. I'll be streaming that with some friends at a later date. And then Fortnite Season 6 is coming. I may do some Fortnite stuff. I'm not sure I'm not great at it. I'm not a Fortnite streamer, because, I mean, I like the game. I'm not passionate for it. I think it's getting a little bit overdone. But you may see some streams here and there for it. Depends on how I feel. But until then, guys, thank you for watching the stream. And hope you guys have a good weekend. And I'll see you guys on the next video.